Oga Obinna loves light-skinned women. Dr. Ofweneke loves big nyash. Ciggie Johnson loves light-skinned women. Now, these men are being ridiculed for stating their preferences. That now we are making them look bad for saying that this is what we love. Now, my question is this, even before I go far. When a lady says that she cannot date a broke man, is there a problem? No, there's no problem. Ladies all the time say they cannot date broke men, and we accept. Now, what is the problem with Oga Obinna loving light-skinned women exclusively? Why do you have to use Oga Obinna to tell people that this is the reason why women bleach, we should not be shaming dark-skinned women? No, if somebody loves light-skinned women, let him love light-skinned women. Ciggie Johnson, if he loves light-skinned women, let him love light-skinned women. What is the problem with loving light-skinned women? I just want you to walk out here and ask a lady, what type of a man do you want? What type of a man do you prefer? And ladies will give you very weird answers. First of all, they will tell you, I can't date a guy who is ugly. They will tell you that right on your face. They cannot date an ugly man. A girl will tell you that, and it will sound normal. But now come to a man. If you ask a man, which women do you prefer? Let a man say that he can only date beautiful women. Then that is shaming now. That is shaming. But when you ask a lady, it is okay for her to say that she cannot date an ugly man. But when a man says that he cannot date a lady who is not beautiful, and he has used the word not beautiful, he has not said ugly women. No, he has said, I can only date beautiful ladies. Then that is a problem. Now, if you ask a lady, what type of a man do you want? She will say, I cannot date a short guy. I like a guy who is taller than me. Tall and handsome. You see, now those are two combinations. Tall and handsome. So she wants tall and handsome men. That means that she does not prefer or she does not like having short and ugly men. But now ask a man that what type of a woman do you want, and let him say that I cannot date short women. Then you will be all over. You know, he does not like short women. This is why you make ladies go for plastic surgery. Can't we just allow men to say what they want? Oga Obinna loves light-skinned women. It is okay for him to love it. Ciggie Johnson loves light-skinned ladies. Let him have it. Dr. Ofweneke loves nyash. Oh, of course, I use the context in which he said it was funny because Dr. Ofweneke was discussing God and he was quoting Bible verses because he was saying, the Lord says, Jesus Christ says, and then he reads the Bible and then after finishing he says, I love nyash. I found it controversial, but at least we know that he loves God in heaven and he loves nyash. So may God in heaven always bless Dr. Ofweneke with nyash. Okay? And may God in heaven always bless Ciggie Johnson with light-skinned women. Okay? And may God in heaven bless Oga Obinna always with light-skinned ladies. Because Oga Obinna right now is not married. Ciggie Johnson is not married. At least we can forgive Dr. Ofweneke. He now married the nyash he wanted. But these two are not married. And so we expect that maybe when they want God to bless them, let him bless them with what they want. Now, my concern is, what is the problem if a man states what he wants? Some of us don't even focus on those physical attributes. Like, for example, I don't have a type when it comes to the physical characteristics of a woman, right? I can date a light-skinned woman and a dark-skinned woman. I don't have a problem. I can date a short woman or a tall woman. I don't have a problem. I can date any type of a woman, regardless of how she looks. My only concern when it comes to women, now me, is the ability to communicate well. That turns me on. That turns me on. A lady who can talk well, objectively, she can argue out points, she can communicate objectively. When you are in a conversation, you can communicate until you reach a logical conclusion. That turns me on, regardless of the type of a woman that she is. She could be short, she could be tall, she could be brown, she could be dark, she could be, of course, not ugly. Let's not say ugly because they say there is no ugly human being. But of course, she has to be appealing to me. I have to look at you and you have to please my eyes. Then you have to communicate well. Just communication. It's over. Now, if I say that I don't like ladies who don't know how to talk, is it a problem? Like, for example, for me, I don't prefer ladies who have heavy accent. Like, for example, you find a lady saying, so unachua, nitakuletea hizo vitu. You know, I find it a problem dating such kind of a lady. Not because I hate them. Not because I hate them. I like them. But when you are in a conversation, you are talking, and then you sasa communication that is heavily influenced by a certain accent usually doesn't make me happy. Let me say that. Let me use the term happy. Usually doesn't make me. It irritates me. Now that's the right word. It irritates me. I like a person who can talk, then argue out issues objectively, state issues, articulate issues well. You see, I like the person who talks like that. And that's why I find it very difficult to date or to marry or maybe to associate with somebody who has problems with communication. My issue is communication. Now, is there a problem when I say that I can't date a lady who can't communicate well? That is my preference. Respect it, right? Just like we have to respect Oga Obinna and so many other men. Now, some of you know that even Nyash has been put in a dictionary. Do you know why Nyash has been put in a dictionary? Nyash is right now in a dictionary because some men really like it. By the way, and a lot of men like that thing. If you just walk around and ask just any random man, what do you like in a woman? He will say, I love Nyash. I love Nyash. And that's why Nyash was coined now to become a word that has to be put in a dictionary. Now, that is his preference, and it has to be respected. You know, let's not shame men for liking what they want, okay? It has to be respected. So when you meet a man who says he loves that, respect him. We cannot always make this world always about women, okay? We can't make it always about you. It cannot always be about you, that what you want is the most important and what we want is not important. Bro, let me tell you something. Ladies can shame a broke man. Bro, a broke man is shamed. A man with no money, it is very bad not to have money. That is why I usually tell young men, your first focus, your primary focus should be looking for money. Because almost all ladies out here want a man with money. Almost all ladies. Just like almost all men want a lady with nyash. Almost all ladies want a man with money. And they are not afraid to say that they want a man with money. Now, they have no shame when they are ridiculing a man with no money. A broke man. A broke man. Bro, ladies will call you names. Ladies will call you names, bro. This guy is broke. This guy has nothing. What is he telling me? You see, we have famous celebs in Kenya like Huda Monroe, who used to tell, I think he used to tell this guy, Prezo, who has a family that has a lot of wealth. Then he used to say how broke he is. Prezo is broke. You know, we used to see that. And then we see a lot of other socialites like Vera Sidika, who used to call some other men broke. Like he called another man, I don't want to mention his name because I respect him so much and I know him at a personal level. He used to call him broke. Now you see, a lady can easily call you broke and laugh about it. Okay? Now when ladies are seated together and they are holding a conversation, they can even hold your phone and photo and then say, this guy is broke. The guy is broke. Don't date him. Look at him. He's very broke. Don't date this kind of man. And when ladies are seated together and then there is a lady there who is dating a broke man, ladies will shame her. Your man is broke. He can't even take you out. He can't do anything. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this thing is that ladies have no problem when they are shaming what they don't like in men. They shame a lot. They shame. And that's why we have these common interviews, this scripted. I usually think they are very scripted. These interviews where they ask a lady that, what is your bride price? What is your bride price? And then she says, my bride price is 10 million. If a man wants me, he has to pay 10 million. You know, they say it in a joking manner and it is content, yes, but that is clearly shaming a broke young man. They are shaming a broke young man because where will a broke young man get 10 million to marry? Where will a broke young man get 100 cows to marry? So when ladies go to an interview and then they ask her, what man do you prefer? You know, I prefer a rich man and he has to have an aeroplane and he must have 10 or 100 million to give my family. That is indirectly shaming a broke young man. Now, a broke young man has no place when it comes to looking for these ladies because you are at a disadvantage. Men with money are taking all of them. Like, I can tell you for sure that a few men with money, a lot of ladies are competing for those few men with a lot of money at the top. A lot of these ladies, if you have money, you will see how ladies will run to you, bro. Because almost all ladies want the top men, and the top men are few. That is why these top men with a lot of money cheat a lot. That is why politicians cheat a lot, because men with money can access more women. Now, why can't that be the same for men? Okay, that a lady with nyash, a lady with a very good nyash, now has to appeal to more men, which is okay. That a light-skinned lady has to appeal to more men, because that's what a lot of men want. Let's not lie to ourselves. That's what a lot of men are looking for. Let these things be normal. Now let's put a leveling ground to this thing. We cannot continue shaming what men want and then make it look like what ladies want is normal. The only problem is when a man says what he does not like in another man. Now that is a problem. That is a problem now. Like when Andrew Kibe said that Steve-O Simple Boy is he should not even reproduce. You see, why? Because he feels that Steve-O Simple Boy does not look good. You know, now that makes a man look very terrible. Even the attitude, you just look at the man, then say, this man, what is he thinking about? What are you thinking about when you comment about a fellow man like that in terms of looks and maybe in terms of, it doesn't make sense. So when a man comments on another man in a negative manner, we can understand that this is a problem. When a lady comments about another lady's beauty, it is a problem. Like maybe you find a lady commenting, we have seen these things, ladies saying that, uyo dem hajaweza, that lady is not very beautiful. That is a problem. Because you are also a lady. And do you know that a lot of men find you not to be beautiful? There's this assumption where ladies overestimate their beauty. You overestimate your beauty and you think that you are very beautiful. Do you know there are people who find you not to be beautiful? Right? Just like men who think they have money, but in the real sense, they don't have money. You reach a place and then you find you don't have money. Like Edwin Sifuna, we have always been thinking he's the SG of ODM. He has a lot of money. He has a house. By the standards of the village, that is a very good house at home. But now when he rises, he wants to become president. Now we realize that's not a house. Now, maybe he would have overestimated himself with that house. But now when you become a presidential material, now that's not a house. You see, it's the same case with the beauty. When you are alone, you are looking at your mirror, you think you are very beautiful. But then again, it reaches a point where you reach with men and then they don't want you. Then you realize, oh, so I'm not beautiful to this man. That is the case. So it is very terrible for a lady to shame another lady's beauty. It is very terrible for a man to make fun of another man's looks. But it's not bad for a man to say what he wants. For me, I would really want a lady who communicates well. A lady who knows how to talk. A lady who will say, Gidi, good morning, good morning. Today I have woken up, I want to do this and that, and then me, I want to do this and that. Yes, when I finish this, I will do this and that. Yes. And then we converse, and then we come to a conclusion. I love that. And do not shame me for that, please. When another man says whatever he wants, let him. When a lady says whatever he wants, please let her. And let's not make this thing look abnormal. It's not abnormal, okay? And what Oga Obinna and Ciggie Johnson said is very important because it clearly communicates what they want so that you dark-skinned ladies should not go to them. You dark-skinned ladies, stop moving around Ciggie Johnson and Oga Obinna because they will disappoint you. They have stated clearly what they want, okay? So light-skinned ladies, you have clearly known what they want because this is very important communication. They know. For me, a lady who can communicate well, now you know what I like. If you cannot communicate well, please don't move closer because I will feel very uncomfortable with you, right? Now, as a lady, now I know you feel bad because I've talked about men. Now, about you, if you say that you cannot date broke men, now, broke men should not move closer to you. And you ladies, you like using a very terrible, a very awkward, a very derogatory term. Like, I am allergic to broke men. I am allergic to broke men. You usually use the term allergic. Do you know how that sounds? Do you know how it sounds when you say you are allergic to us when we don't have money? It feels very bad. But then again, it is okay with you, okay? So we don't have a problem. When you say that you want a man who has money, then men with money should know that they should come for you. Like Amber Ray. Amber Ray has clearly indicated that she cannot date a broke man. And it's clear that's a boundary. That is why she has to get married to Jamal, who has a lot of money. If she gets from Jamal, she goes to Rapudo, who has a lot of money. And trust me, if Amber Ray gets from Rapudo, she will get another man who has a lot of money, right? Because she has set boundaries. that I can only date a man who has money. And it's a good boundary. It's not a bad boundary. And so when Ciggie Johnson has put a boundary on dark-skinned women, kindly don't move closer. It is his preference and he should not be shamed. Same, communication to me, I have a boundary for ladies who cannot communicate well. If you cannot listen very well, you don't have emotional intelligence, just go. Just like for Dr. Ofweneke, if you don't have nyash, kindly don't move closer. Only ladies with nyash should move closer because that is his preference. Let us respect people's preferences when they say whatever they want. It's like a career. A person who says, I prefer being a doctor, let him be a doctor. Okay? Don't force him to become a pilot because he will be very dissatisfied with the profession. That is why people like us were very dissatisfied with our professions. We were told this profession is very marketable. You go there and you find your heart is not there. Now we are here creating content and doing so many other things out here. Why? Because we are not okay with that profession. We left it. Then we are doing other things. You see? Yes. So respect people's preferences, and men's preferences, especially men's preferences, should be respected. We should not shame a man because of what he wants. Let's respect what men want. Thank you, Ciggie Johnson. Thank you, Oga Obinna. Thank you, Ofweneke, for loving that round thing. Thank you for listening to me. This is Gideon Kali, a man who loves good communication, and we shall meet again in another video. Peace.